Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and to today's video where we have a book haul for you. So current day cat, which is going to be well before when you are seeing this, has another book haul filmed that hasn't been edited yet. And then there are 32 books in this haul. This is the girl who was like, I'm only going to buy 12 books this year. Cool. So I do have quite a few books. I'm going to be honest, I've clearly not kept to my I'm only going to buy 12 books over the course of the year, but I bought a fair number of these using Vinted credit. I've been selling some books on Vinted. I do have an unhaul video up on my channel, so you can go check that out, as I do still have quite a few books on there. So if you want to check out any of the books I'm selling, you can do that on my Vinted, and if I remember, I'll link it down below as well. So I have, I've used Vinted credit for some of these. Honestly, some of them it's just rogue though. I acknowledge that when my mood is low, rogue book purchases take place. But anyway, I would have saved these. I just realised I'm not wearing my ring. Let me find it. Soon I'm gonna have two because I get married so soon. Anyway, so the reason that I'm filming this haul today is because 32 books, the piles are a little bit out of control, but also my fiance is currently building my shelves in the conservatory, my new shelves. So I'm pretty sure this video is going to come out after the bookshelf video. So if you do want to check out the bookshelf video, it should already be up on my channel. Whereas this is going to come way later to make it look like I didn't buy an unnecessary amount of books in the first part of the year. Let's show you what I've got, shall we? Graphic novels are what's in front of me, so we'll start with those. So first up, I have Lightfall, book one, The Girl and the Guardian by Tim Probert. This is, I believe, a really cozy graphic novel. I was recommended this by Steph Loves. I've just seen her talk about this a lot on her channel, and I've attempted to read the blurb of this, but it's one of those books where it's just not going to go in. But the art is very cute, really adorable, and I know that Steph loves this, and I saw it in, where did I get this from? We were in Tor Books, is it called, in Newcastle, and I thought it's time, I'm gonna get this, support a smaller bookshop. So very cute, excited to read this. I have the next two in the updated Buffy series that I think started in 2019, written by Geordie Belair. So this is volumes 3 and 4. So I haven't read any of them, so I'm not going to talk about too much about these because I haven't read them, but they are basically an update of Buffy into the modern day. I'm a massive fan of Buffy. I'm still working on trying to get Stuart to watch Buffy. I would really, really, really like it if we could watch, because he's never watched it. It's one of my favourite shows, and I haven't rewatched it in such a long time, so I would really like to. But maybe I could convince him if he sees me reading the graphic novels. Then I have Fence Volume 6 by C.S. Pascal. I didn't know that this was out. I saw it when we went into Tor Books, and I was like, Stuart, do I have volume 6? He was like, how would I know? So I was hunting my Goodreads and looking at pictures of my bookshelves to double check if I had it or not, but I didn't. So I'm really excited because I love this series. This is a queer graphic novel series about a group of students who compete at an elite fence academy against other elite fencing academies. There's a lot of angst. There's a lot of oh, I'm crushing on you, but don't want to admit it. It's adorable. It's really good, and I've learned a lot about fence through reading this. This volume is so short though. It's so short, but hopefully it's going to be good. I love the art in this. I mean, you can get a really good idea from the cover of the art. This is such a good series. I really recommend it. If you're a fan of Heartstopper, I think you will really enjoy this. But yeah, I'm really excited to get back with the fence students. I'm just reading it now. I'm like, I want to pick it up right now. Then I have Quiet Girl in a Noisy World, an Introvert Story by Debbie Tung. This is on my 12 books recommended by friends this year, and I love how we're nearly in May and I haven't read any of them. It's gonna be fine, everyone. It's gonna be fine. But I do have another graphic novel by this author, which I haven't read yet, which is called Everything Is Okay. I think actually I need to remember to read this one before the wedding, because in this one we have it's basically Debbie kind of doing a graphic novel memoir of her life, and one of the things in here is she gets married and she's talking about the anxiety that comes with that. And I actually don't think that there is enough information out there about, if you are a person with anxiety, which I do have if you're new here, getting married is a really, really, really major trigger for your anxiety in many cases. And I think that this book might help me to deal with some of that. Even things like I'm stressed about what people are going to think of me in my dress and things like that. And I know it shouldn't matter, but it does matter to me. So hopefully this will help me. And again, the art is stunning. It's a really peaceful kind of dark grey. colour scheme with obviously a lot of like blank on the pages, like white on the pages. So excited to get to this one. Then we have The Love Report by Becca and Maya. I had never heard of this. This is another one that I just picked up on a total whim in Tor Books because it just looks adorable. I'm pretty sure this is a middle grade graphic novel, but I love middle grade graphic novels. So this one says, love is complicated, maybe even impossible to understand. BFFs Lola and Grace have their own ideas, but they're about to find out more. And on the back, it's got like 6 different characters and kind of what they're dealing with while they're at school. And the art in this is gorgeous. So very excited to read this one. I think it's this. I was looking on Goodreads and I think the second one is not out yet. So it might be that it's a bit of a slower release, but the art is so beautiful. I really, really hope I enjoy this one. As I say, I do like a middle grade story in the main, especially when it's kind of got about like love and falling for people. All very cute. I do like that sort of thing. And then last up for the graphic novels, I have The Tea Dragon Tapestry by Kay O'Neill, and this is the paperback version. So you can get these like massive hardback ones, but I do have the paperbacks because I don't know where I would store the hardback ones. And I didn't know that this one was out in paperback, but I picked up this one. This one I got from Food and Planet in Newcastle, and I've only read the first one, but it's so cute. It's basically about this person who discovers tea dragons, which are dragons like named after tea with like particular kind of like healing properties and things like that. And it's also, and this is the character that we meet, and then I think that a crush is developing on this other character, and you get to spend some time with the tea dragons. It's also middle grade. It's really cute. Let me see if I can show you. Like, look at the tea dragons. They're so beautiful. So yeah, I'm excited to have the third one. I feel like now maybe I can finish out the series now that I have the third one. So let's move into I guess the full novels now. So this one is kind of in its own category, so I'll just include this one here. This is The Other Ones by Fran Hart. I have never heard of this. It just came up on Vinted when I typed in sprayed edges or stenciled edges, and I thought, I gotta have that. I think it would be perfect for spooky season, and I think it's like a YA. I don't think it's like a massive horror. And it says, this book in 3 words: queer friendship mystery. Couldn't ask for better. So the blurb says, Sal hates standing out, but he lives in a haunted house and everybody knows it. His oldest friend Dirk tries to help, but he wants to stay popular and Sal isn't helping. Elsie was popular until recently. Now she's on the outcast table too, and she doesn't want to talk about it. Then there's the new boy Pax, who won't leave Sal alone. His idea of a good time is hanging out in graveyards, and for some reason Sal just can't stay away. Meet the other ones. Can they banish their ghosts together? It sounds so cute. As I say, I got it on Vinted, so I got it for a really good price. I love the sprayed edges. They do like spray onto the bottom. I don't know where this is from. Like it says chickenhousebooks.com. I don't know what shop this was in, but there were a few of them on Vinted. So if you like the sound of it, maybe you can find it. But yeah, this I think will be a kind of angsty, queer YA, and that's right up my street, you know. So next up, let's move into fantasy, because I have been buying a few fantasy books, predominantly fantasy romance, but I would say these are the books that are like more traditional fantasy. So I did pick up the Darker Shade of Magic trilogy by V. Schwab. I got these on Vinted as well for a really good price. Only the first one had been read, so they're in really good condition. Very happy to have these, and I think the spines are beautiful, so really happy with that. Like really, really good quality. So I don't know too much about this, and I think I'm not going to look too much into it. I will try and go into it kind of relatively unknown, but I think it's basically about an alternate London, and I have actually just DNF'd a book about alternate London, which is Witherward by Hannah Matthewson. I just couldn't get on board with that, and I don't know why. So I'm hoping I like this a lot more. I haven't finished anything by V. Schwab yet. I am in the middle of, in fact, we can do this one now. We can have a little V. Schwab section. So I do have The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And then I do have Gallant, but that's like, that's in a different section. So I am listening to The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue on audio, and I am stuck at about the 50% mark. I don't know why. There was a lot of books around that time that I was reading that put me in a reading slump, and I had to DNF a lot of them. But I really don't want to DNF Addie, but we're taking a slight pause from my time spent with Addie. So as I say, I'm listening to this on audio, but I picked this one up because basically I'm obsessed with this cover. I mean, I know a lot about this book because a lot of people I know love this book. Like my beautiful friend Liz, who will be watching this, loves this book, right? I just bought her a special edition of this book. But yeah, I wanted to, I couldn't like resist this cover. It was when I was like researching special editions. So this cover is a book, a dust jacket only, which is from, I can't think of the shop name, but this is, I bought this hardback from Vinted. So this is a blue and rose gold version. So stunning with a tree. There are lots of versions of this book that are available. I really like the look of the Illumicrate one because it's got like sparkly edges. But this one I feel goes best with the cover. So I decided that was fine. And frankly, if I don't enjoy the book, I don't need to pick up any more editions, do I? So yeah, but so I've taken off the dust jacket of the normal book, the normal Addie Livery cover, and then I've added this beautiful one. So I really hope that I enjoy the second half of this book because I would love to display this book on my new bookshelves because it's so gorgeous. But yeah, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is about Addie, who is basically bound to marry somebody she doesn't want to marry, and she makes a deal with the gods that like, please make it so that I don't have to marry this guy. I don't want to do this. And he kind of takes her prayer and turns it into basically nobody will know her. In order to be able to escape from this guy and to not be forced to marry him, nobody will know who she is. And she also can't die. So she's just living through hundreds of years where every day everyone's memory resets and they don't know who she is anymore. And then there is this one person who does know her, and I'm kind of at the point where we're figuring out why does he know her, and there's also some stuff going on with him and what does that mean. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe attempt to finish this physically rather than reading it or like listening to it on audio, because maybe it's the audiobook, even though I really like the audiobook narrator. So I don't know what's going on with me, but hopefully I will get back into this, and also hopefully I will enjoy the Darker Shade of Magic trilogy. I had a lot of good things, so hopefully I will enjoy it. So then let's get into a couple of fantasy romance. So I do have Once Upon a Broken Heart and The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. I got these on Vinted and these are the exclusive Waterstones paperbacks. These are stunning. If I don't like this series, I will be so devastated. Thankfully, I managed to get these for an okay price because some people are selling, particularly this one, Ballad of Never After, this is an exclusive cover for Waterstones in this shade. People are selling this for a stupid amount of money, right? So thankfully I got these for only a little bit of a markup than what they're actually worth. And I have pre-ordered the third one myself. So if I don't like them, I will sell them all together. But yeah, also these ones have not been read, so they're in really, really good condition. There's like a little bit of marks at the top, but like really nothing major. So really, really happy. And I much prefer the UK covers to the US covers. And as I say, I particularly love these Waterstones exclusive editions. I think they are just so gorgeous. I'm not going to read the blurbs for these because I have not read the Caraval trilogy. But the lovely Beth Plans, who I'm sure will watch this, so hi Beth. Beth has just read this and she was like, it was okay, but then she started reading the second one. She was like, Kat, you need to pick these up. But she hasn't read the Caraval trilogy and she doesn't think that, like, and I've read that there are spoilers or like seen that there are spoilers in these for Caraval, but Beth hasn't registered what those are, so I guess it's okay. But I do own the Caraval trilogy, so I guess I will read that first and then get to these. But maybe let me know your thoughts if you've read them about what you think I should do, because these ones are much prettier. I would love to get to these. Okay, and then the last of the paperback fantasy romance, where there's a lot of special edition fantasy romance, is Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. So I picked this one up on Vinted as well, and there's a lot of versions of this cover, and a lot of them it's like cut off here, but I like her eyes, so I picked up a version that has her full face, and it's one of those versions that's like really nice to feel, like really soft. So I don't know much about what this is about. I've seen a few people talk about it on BookTube, but I don't personally know what it's about. Okay, so having a read of the back, this does sound like an enemies to lovers. Not my preferred trope. But so this is basically where sorcerers are evil and Elizabeth is misunderstood for having released a dangerous grimoire in the library, and she has to turn to her sworn enemy, Nathaniel Thorne. And so their alliance will grow stronger. but it does specifically say her sworn enemy, so that is definitely enemies to lovers. So we'll see if I like this. It wasn't very expensive on Vinted, so it's okay if I don't love it, but I do really like the cover. So let's move into the paperback romances now. So first up we have XOXO by Axio. I have seen a few people talk about this, and I think it was Cass who was speaking about how much she loves this, and this cover is stunning, and I'm like debating if I want to pick up the special edition that Fairyloot have just released of the sequel to this, which is in hardback, so we'll see. I'm not sure I need it, but you know, right now sprayed edges are my obsession. But this very much does sound like my kind of thing. I really enjoy YA romances, so I think I'll really love this. It's just I never picked this up originally because I'm not a K-pop girly. I have literally no frame of reference for K-pop, whereas Cass is really into K-pop. But it sounds very cute, and I feel like, you know, ultimately I have a musical theatre degree. My background is in theatre. I like dance, like YA dance shows and stuff to watch, so I think probably the chances are this is very much up my street. So basically Jenny is a classically trained cellist, and she meets somebody called Jaiwoo, who she doesn't know at the time is a K-pop artist, and they have this amazing night together, but he lives in Seoul, he moves back home, she doesn't think anything's going to come to it, and then they move to Seoul to look after her grandmother, and at the theatre school that she goes to, he ends up being there. But because he's a K-pop star, he's banned from dating anybody. So they, you know, if they're going to have a relationship, it's going to have to be secret. I'm sorry. This is absolutely my kind of thing. I think hopefully I'll really like this. It sounds very cute. And also hopefully it won't take me that long to read because it's YA, so that would be good. So next up we have a book from my lovely friend Liz, who recently came over to England and I got to see her. And she gave me this, which is The House Sitter by Elizabeth Drummond. I love this cover. Also, she knows I love a floppy edition of a book. So I'm so excited. This will be so much fun to read. So this is about Pippa, who has a breakup, and you know, she's expecting to be getting married, and now she's having to move into another house, and this person, Wolfie, what a name, is too busy to look after his family's ancient house, so Pippa moves in to look after it for him, and they're polar opposites, but can they, you know, find some agreements in order to kind of, you know, share this house together. I'm sure this is going to be so fun. I'm pretty sure Liz has read this and really enjoyed it. But yeah, thank you, Liz. She already knows I'm very grateful, but thank you. And then we have the Windy City series by Liz Tomford. I picked them all up in the works because I just really like the covers. And I've heard a lot of things about this series. I think it's probably absolutely my sort of thing. They've got foil on them. They've also got like Mile High, and I guess the words of all the books. Yeah, the words of the books like in like a light embossed. Like they're actually gorgeous. So let's do a little tour. So we've got the first one, which is Mile High. Beautiful. Then we have, I think Right Move is second. So pretty. And then we have Caught Up. They might need to be in the other order, so I'm really sorry if in fact actually maybe they are the other way around. Anyway, doesn't matter to you whether they are or aren't in the right order. Mile High is number one. But yeah, these are so gorgeous. So they were each £5 in the works, which is a little bit pricey for a romance in the works. You know, I maybe should have waited until they went into like a £3 for £6 deal or something like that, but I just really wanted them. And when Liz came over, we went book shopping and I didn't buy any books. And so then I had to rectify that and buy these, you know. And they are on KU, but I have got rid of my Kindle Unlimited subscription because honestly, I'm not reading KU books. I have a lot of books on my physical TBR. I have a lot of owned books on Kindle, and I just decided I didn't need to also, and I also paid for Spotify Premium and Audible. I just decided I didn't need to be paying for KU as well, typically, as I would probably like to have the romances in physical copy. So I went ahead and got them physically. I'm not going to read the blurbs of these because I actually don't know much about what each of these is about, and I think it might be nice to go into them a little bit unknown. But they are romances. I expect they are steamy romances. They are very long. So I hope I like them. Mile High especially. Like, how many pages is this? It's over 500 pages. Oh, I better friggin' like it. But over 500 pages for a romance. I've never felt a romance should be 500 pages. But they have a lot of good reviews, so hopefully that will fly by because I am now distressed. Now let's get into the stack of special editions. So as I say, I have got very, very obsessed with stenciled edges in the last few weeks, and I used to be subscribed to Fairyloot and Illumicrate back when I first discovered BookTube, and I managed to get on to both of those quite quickly. I had them for a few months and then I unsubscribed because I wasn't reading the books. And ultimately my main issue with those boxes at that time, things have changed now, but I didn't need all of those items. It just felt like, what am I going to do with these socks and what am I going to do with these tarot cards and things? Obviously now they all have book only subscriptions, but I decided not to go back onto them until they announced the fantasy romance subscription. And I thought, I'm actually going to give this one a go because, you know, it's a hybrid of my favorite genres and I think that it could be a good thing. So I am one of the lucky people that's on the fantasy romance subscription. So we do have that. I'll do that right at the end in case you haven't, you know, seen it yet. But I also have picked up several other special editions from Fairyloot, from Illumicrate. A lot of them are from Vinted. So I got quite a few to show you. So let's start with my new pride and joys, shall we? So Illumicrate announced that they were doing a re-release of Priory of the Orange Tree and The Day of Fallen Night, both by Samantha Shannon. And I think these books are two of the prettiest books I've ever seen in my whole life. And I resisted from getting them the first time they came out. And then people are selling them on Vinted for a lot more than Illumicrate was selling them for. And then Illumicrate announced that they were doing this like secondary wave. And I thought, I think I'll get them. So these are by far the priciest purchase in this haul. I'm not sure I need them. Like, I don't read books this long, okay? I have big book fear. I don't think I'm going to read like 1,000-page fantasy books. But my friend Chantal, who I know from my Sims days, but she also has a booktube. She has a bookstagram now, and on Goodreads, she has read Priory and really liked it. So that was enough endorsement for me to get them. I mean, not that I need an endorsement because these books, they're so, oh my god, they're so gorgeous. And I own some pretty books, right? I own the Fairyloot Daughter of the Moon Goddess. I own some pretty books, but I think these have maybe topped it. So let's do a full tour. So it's got the normal dust. I'm pretty sure this is the normal dust jacket. I don't know if the normal one is as shiny. You can see there is like a tiny bit of blue there. So I did message Illumicrate because there's actually some bigger issues with my Day of Fallen Night. So I did message them to see if I could get new dust jackets, but if I can't, it's fine. So these are the most gorgeous sprayed edges, well, digitally print edges in the world. So then the top and the bottom are the, like plain orangey yellow. And that's the spine, if you want to see in the back. Oh, so pretty. And then, oh my god. And I know that there have been another edition of these books, but I decided the Illumicrate ones were my favourite. We've got this gorgeous dragon that wraps around the naked hardback. Oh my gosh. And then for the end papers, these, and same on the back. And it comes with a ribbon as well. So it's just fun. And they are pen signed by Samantha Shannon. So gorgeous. I don't really know what this series is about. I know it's a sapphic fantasy. I'm not gonna read the blurb because it's not gonna go in right now. And the chances of me ever reading this are probably quite slim. It's just here for the aesthetic, right? So that is Priory. And then this is the prequel. And I don't know which order to read them in, if I was ever to read them. So if you have read them, if you could let me know if you think I should read Day of Fallen Night first, but I'm assuming probably Priory first. So this is a Day of Fallen Night. So again, it's got beautiful blue foil. And the issue with this is you can see that the hardback got a bit bent in shipping. I've managed to mostly bend it back out enough that I'm happy with it, but the dust jacket is a bit bashed up. So again, I have messaged Illumicrate, and it's bashed up at the top as well. I have messaged Illumicrate to see if they'll give me a new one, but anyway. Look, I mean, have you ever seen something so pretty in your whole life? I don't think so. And then so we've got the blue bottom and top. We've got that bookmark ribbon as well. And then let's have a look under the dust jacket. Oh my goodness. So pretty. And then for the end papers, it's those. I assume it's the same at the back, yeah. And then I think this one is also, oh no, this one is not signed, just Priory is signed. But yeah, beautiful. So yeah, I'm very, very, very happy to have these. Oh, you can see a bit better here, the like damage to this jacket. So hopefully Illumicrate will send me a new one. But yes, whew, she's so pretty. So yeah, so excited to have that. I'm not sure we should have started with the nicest ones. But anyway, that is Priory, and oh, they're so heavy. Day of Fallen Night. Next up we have an edition of one of my favourite books of 2023, which I did already own in hardback, but I'm going to sell that one. So that one is still listed on my Vinted, at least at the time of filming, if you want to pick that up. But I really wanted a sprayed edge edition of this book, and the Fairyloot version is £1 million. So I didn't want the Fairyloot one. Also, I prefer this cover. It's Divine Rivals. I prefer this cover than the Fairyloot one. And there are lots of people who do kind of custom edges for books on Etsy, but they are quite expensive as well, right? But somebody was selling this version, which is the like TikTok edition or something, which has, I want my words to be like a line cast out into the darkness on the edge. And I decided to get this one because I really like it. You know, I don't know if they're planning to do a Ruthless Vows version, but I own that in hardback as well. But I just think it's really pretty and I'm fine with it, you know. I'm fine with not having a matching edition or whatever, so absolutely fine. Other than that, it's just the normal, hardback. But it's just got beautiful blue edges. And as I say, I got it for, well, compared to what people were selling it for, I got it for a good price. So yeah, that is Divine Rivals. If you don't know what this book is about, Iris and Roman write for their local gazette, and Iris's brother has gone to war and she hasn't heard from him for a while. And then a tragedy strikes while she's at home, and she gets a letter kind of about her brother, and she decides she's going to become a war correspondent. And her and Roman are always quipping at each other. You know, there's clearly interest in each other there. So this is more like a rivals to lovers. There's definitely interest there, but they do snipe at each other. But when Iris doesn't turn up to work one day, when this tragedy happens, Roman is the first one there trying to figure out if she's okay, and then he follows her into the war, and it's adorable. I listened to this on audio. I really recommend the audio experience for Divine Rivals. I love the audiobook narrators. So I do really need to listen to Ruthless Vows because Divine Rivals ends on such a cliffhanger, but I feel like I really need a concentrated period of time to listen to Ruthless Vows, so I need like a long journey ahead of me to listen to it. But yeah, I love this book. I love it. I'm very happy to have a special edition of it. Next up, I think I mentioned about this one in my last haul. This is the Waterstones exclusive edition of Iron Flame, which I got from Vinted. So I do have another version of Iron Flame, which at time of filming I am still selling on Vinted, so do check that out if you want to, which is a gorgeous version that I bought from Etsy, because the Waterstones edition sold out really quickly, and I hadn't read Fourth Wing at the time. I didn't know whether I would like it or not. I still haven't read Fourth Wing. I didn't know whether I would like it or not, so I actually didn't pick up the Waterstones exclusive at the time, which was really stupid of me. And then they all sold out really quickly. I pick up Fourth Wing because they re-released Fourth Wing, but they were not re-releasing Iron Flame. They must not have a deal with the publisher to re-release it. People were selling this for a stupid price on Vinted, and then one person was selling it for a not stupid price. So I was like, I'm going to pick that up, even if I end up not liking Fourth Wing, which I think is unlikely, but I know a lot of people don't like Iron Flame, then I'll sell it. But I am hoping I'll really like it. Okay, sorry for that interruption, which obviously won't really have been an interruption for you, but definitely was an interruption for me. Stuart has finished building the first of my 3 bookshelves, so we're just moving books on there. So I don't really remember what I was saying, but anyway, Waterstones edition of Iron Flame. I do have a version of it that I am selling, so if that's still available, it's on my Vinted. It's a really lovely edition, but I just wanted the one that matched my Waterstones Fourth Wing. Next up, I have Gallant, the Waterstones exclusive edition, which I bought from Vinted, which has gorgeous sprayed edges, stenciled edges. Really pretty. Whether I will like this or not, I don't know. I think this is like a middle grade horror, so I'm not sure if I'll like this. And I find it a bit weird because it's got like I think it's an illustrated set of pages in the middle of the book, yeah, that are like in dark paper, and it makes the sprayed edge look like really odd. So whether or not I will read this or enjoy it, I don't know, but was in my sprayed edge V.E. Schwab era, and therefore I decided to get it. Next up we have another book that I just bought because it's sprayed edge. I got it from Forbidden Planet in Newcastle as well. That is Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. I have not read anything by Cassandra Clare. I literally bought it for this because this is the exclusive Forbidden Planet version. There were loads of exclusive versions of this book. I remember seeing Welsh Reader talk about it. She's a big Cassandra Clare fan. And I believe that this one is not part of this like Mortal Instruments series, which I obviously haven't read. So hopefully I can read this without having read those. Stuart was like, you're never going to read that. It's such a big book. But like ultimately it's only like 500 pages, which is no worse than Mile High, is it? So we'll see. Anyway, and it's massive, like it will be difficult to read, but the sprayed edges are gorgeous. And let's have a look under the dust jacket. So we have a gorgeous map, and then just a plain, ooh, fun spine though, with gold foil, and I believe it's the map on the back as well. And this edition is signed, yes. So yeah, super pretty. I don't know too much about what this is about. The back says, one was raised to rule, one was trained to die. Welcome to the Chronicles of Castle Lane. I don't need to know anymore. It was fine. That was not why I picked it up. Next up we have another book that I bought from Vinted, which is a Fairyloot edition. And this one was, I think, in the YA box, because I'm pretty sure this is YA. And I actually bought it from somebody and then it arrived ripped. So thankfully that seller just refunded the money and then I was able to buy it again. So this is If I Have to Be Haunted by Miranda Sun. This sounds, from when I read it back, like the summary back on Goodreads, so my kind of thing. It says at the back, I'll haunt you for the rest of your life. You wouldn't dare try me. I think it's like an enemies to lovers. But it's a YA that sounds very cute, and the art is stunning. So I am obsessed with this sprayed edge. This was ultimately why I bought it, because this sprayed edge is like one of the prettiest sprayed edges I've ever seen. This is the cover, and then it has a reverse cover, and it's the hardcover that I love, really, guys, to be honest. I love people on the cover of books. I know a lot of people don't, but I really do. So I will probably display this without the dust jacket, but in the dust jacket we have this alternate cover as well, which is very pretty. And we also have, sorry, I've just knocked my Stanley, this art as well. This art print, so gorgeous. And these are the end papers, which continue the pattern on the spine. So super gorgeous, really, really, really beautiful. Don't remember what it's about. It doesn't matter, but it's a romance, so I'll hopefully love it. And even if I don't think I will ever get rid of this book, because it's so pretty. Like, I would have to probably really hate it. But yeah, very good. We have another, I believe, Fairyloot, or maybe not, maybe it's a Waterstones edition, I'm not 100% sure. That is Where the Dark Stands Still by A.B. Poronek. This is another one that I bought for the sprayed edges, which are so gorgeous. Like, look at that butterfly. And this is, I believe, a Sleeping Beauty retelling, a fantasy romance, so that's really fun. The top and bottom are sprayed purple, and then inside, oh, that's pretty as well. Oh, I love that spine. Oh, okay. That's another one that might live without its dust jacket. Oh, I don't mind the dust jacket, but that's really pretty. So yeah, as I say, I don't know much about it. I just think it's a Sleeping Beauty retelling. Pretty. Then we have a book, again, that I got from Vinted that I have wanted for ages. And that is The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy, the Fairyloot edition by Megan Bannon. And this, it's so pretty. It's got skulls in the flowers. It's so gorgeous. I've wanted this one for such a long time. This is like one of the books that made me really want to be subscribed to Fairyloot. Is it Fairyloot or is it Illumicrate as I say this? No, yeah, Fairyloot. But yeah, this is just so gorgeous, and I was so pleased to get it for a good price. Oh my gosh, that's stunning. Wow, that's so pretty. Huh. That's really, 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 really pretty. And then just plain on the black, on the back. I wish that the hardcover was in pink though, because I'm not even sure what kind of hardcover's coming back. I don't know, but like, I love the normal cover as well. but that is so pretty. Oh, and then the end papers. So this is a bit more of a romance. I think this was one of the first adult books they did, if I remember rightly. But this is more like a romance, which means I will love it, I think. I think they work for, what does it say? True love might be the death of them. I think one of them or both of them work for funeral directors. But yeah, this is so pretty. I'm so happy to have it. And it was really funny because actually I got this while I think we were in Newcastle. Actually, it arrived, and I had to ask my friend Natalie to come pick it up for me. And then because you have to like confirm on Vinted if everything is fine, I had to like get her to open it to see what it was like. And she was like, "Oh my god, this book is so pretty." I'm like, "I know." Then we have again a book that I think is absolutely gorgeous that I got from Vinted, and that is A Feather So Black by Lyra Celine. If I was an author, I don't think I would ever recover from having a book like this made of one of my books. Like I honestly can't believe how pretty this book is. I think this is one of Fairyloot's best books in terms of visuals. Like look at those digitally sprayed edges, so gorgeous. This is the back, and then even the top and bottom have digitally printed edges. It's so gorgeous. I love this cover so much. I don't know anything about this book. It gives me Swan Lake retelling vibes, but I don't know. I'm not going to read the blurb. I'm here for the aesthetic only. So the alternate dust jacket is a recolor, I believe, of the original cover, which is also really nice. Like it's got nothing on this one, but it's really pretty, really nice. And then the actual book. This is the hardcover, which is a gorgeous silver foil spine, and the back, and then the end papers are chef's kiss. So pretty. It's giving me it's the same at the back. It's giving me love triangle vibes though. Just not sure about that. And it is signed as well. I think it's a digital signal. I don't care about any of that. I only say it because other booktubers say it, but I don't care. So that is that one. As I say, I don't know what it's about. Then the final one is the first Romantasy Fairyloot book. So if you don't want to be spoiled for that, please click away. This is the last book that I'm showing, but I do have the book which I've already opened, and I like when it arrived, my friend Natalie was here when I opened it, and I was like, oh, I don't think I know what this book is. And then I opened it, I was like, oh no, I have heard of this book. So I'm very happy about it because I've kind of seen the cover like knocking around in Waterstones and stuff. But it is Law of the Wilds by Annalie Sobrana, and very cool digitally printed edges. I feel like, you know, they probably felt like they had to go like good on the first one. It's got a gorgeous like coppery rose gold foil, really nice. This is the same image that's on the normal one. I'm hoping this also won't give love triangle vibes. Look at the hair, so beautiful. And it comes with this, the Enchanted Fate, and then it's got this art print as well, which is gorgeous. This character is just beautiful. Oh, and they're the end pages. So this is a Fae book, just from having like a brief read of the thing that I've opened this already, but because my friend was here, I didn't like properly into it, but it's kind of naked hardback. So let's just do a dust jacket tour because it does have an alternate cover, which is that art print. So that's really beautiful. And it's got like kind of like potion shop vibes. That's really pretty. I'm not sure which one I would display with, probably the other one because of the foil, but that's really pretty. And then this is the naked hardback, which is gorgeous. Maybe I would display it with just without the dust jacket. It's gorgeous. It's the spine. I love that the spine's got a bit of a pattern as well. That is the back. Oh, the way that foil just shines. And then the end papers have foil with that art on. Absolutely gorgeous. And then we have the other two characters from the front. At the back, so beautiful. And then it is pen signed. Let me read the blurb of the book for you for this one, because it's a proper unboxing now. So a library with deadly enchantment, a Fey lord who wants in, a human woman willing to risk it all for a taste of power. In a land ruled by ruthless Fey, 21-year-old Law Alamu's village is trapped in a forested prison. Law knows that any escape attempt is futile. Her scars are a testament to her past failures, but when her village is threatened, Law makes a desperate deal with the Faylord. She convinces him she will risk her life for wealth, but really she's after the one thing the Fae covet above all, magic of her own. As Law navigates the hostile world outside of her village, she's forced to rely on 2 Fae males to survive. When undeniable chemistry ignites, she's not just in danger of losing her life, but also her heart to the very creatures, plural, she can never trust. The perfect cottagecore book about books with a love triangle that will keep you guessing. Okay, I mean, the thing is, I love Twilight, right? So me saying I don't love love triangles, maybe I actually do, because I was a Twilight girly. So I will absolutely go in with an open mind. And then the art print says, "Dear Fairyloot reader, Law of the Wilds is the story of my heart. Ever since I was little, I've been a devourer of fantasy books. My love for fantasy was ignited when I read The Wizard of Oz in 3rd grade. I wanted to be Dorothy, swept away to a new world, one filled with magic, guests, and found family. But as the years passed by, no matter how many libraries or bookstores I scoured, there was never a single protagonist that looked like me. Their hair was never an issue while on quest, their skin was never brown, and neither were their love interests. So I decided to write the book I'd always longed to read, a story about a mixed girl who never quite fit in, not even in the book she loved. Law's story is one filled with cozy moments and dark twists and turns. Enter the cursed library at your own risk. And for those of you who have been searching, may you find yourself within the pages of this book." That's a really lovely author letter. And yeah, I think that all of these characters are absolutely gorgeous. So, you know, I'm definitely excited to read this, and hopefully I'll be all right with the love triangle. So that is that's everything for this haul. I've got too many books to hold up, so unfortunately I'm not going to be able to hold them up for you. But thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know which book you think I should get to first of all the ones that I've hauled. I would love to know. If you did enjoy this video, I would really appreciate a like, and if you haven't already, I would love it if you would subscribe. In the description I will have a link to my Instagram and my Goodreads if you want to check out any more content from me. I'm most active on Goodreads of anywhere, so if you'd like to follow me over there, would love that. We can definitely be Goodreads friends. And I will also try and remember to link to my Vinted as well if you want to pick up any books I unhauled from my previous video. And I have put some more books on there since that video, so do feel free to go and check that out. I will also hopefully already have my bookshelf tour up, so if you haven't checked that out, you might want to see that because I'm very excited. Obviously, while I'm filming this, we've just got one of the shelves up right now, but I'm so excited to get my books properly put away. Otherwise, I'll see you in my next video.